Hey coach, Shane O'Brien with
Shane.
AM New York. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
1-0 down at half time and against 10 men, you missed a number of good chances in the first half. What do you say to your players at half time, and how happy are you with the character they showed in the second half?
Of course, I'm very happy with the character they showed in the second half. But to be fair, we made it very hard on ourselves. Being a goal down at halftime with the chances that we missed in the first half is tough, but it's reality. So with the red card for the opponent, we switched the gear, brought another attacker. Had to take Tavon off. The decision was made based on his yellow card, because sometimes you might have to take a little bit more risk. So and chase the goal and go for the goal. You could see once we had the equalizer, that's when things started to settle down, and we could go and look for the second one. But there's one moment that made it very, very clear what our determination was about in the second half, and that is the moment with Moonsef Bakra, because coming on as a second striker and doing the dirty labor that he did, trying to prevent them from scoring in the moment he intercepted in the box, that shows everything that we were about in the second half.
Justin?
Hey coach, congrats on the win. Justin in the outfield. This is your second straight game starting the back line of Risa, Hack, Martins, and Gray. It looked very fluid out there. What are you looking for with that group?
The last word, fluidity, and make sure that we're aware of the pressing strategy of the opponent, so we can adapt and make sure that we get ourselves into good spaces in order to go forward. They look good. Justin is adapting to what I expect from him in a very good way, but so are the other three, and Matt Freeze included, because they start to understand more and more what we're looking for, but also the execution of what we're looking for is going to looks like it's going to the next level. So.
Elon?
Hey coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Halen Rue with Fibro Footy. You brought in Agu.
Yes.
For Hulin. You spoke a little bit about his hesitancy to be direct.
Mm-hmm.
It felt as if he was a little bit more willing this game to do that. Could you speak a little bit about his effect on the game?
Yeah, sure. I don't think it's about his willingness. He's trying really hard, but he has to add a few tools to his toolbox. And you could see once he came on the pitch how determined he was to go for the 1v1s, to make the runs behind the defense. He's the one who creates the penalty moment. He has good contact with Matt Freeze at that moment. And he's still a young kid, but he has to understand how good he can be or become in order to progress for what we all hope he can achieve.
Mark?
Hey coach, Mark Radigan with Hudson Blue. Congrats on the win. You touched on it a second ago. First goal of the season for Moonsef Bakar. First goal since March for Hannes Wolf. How big is it to see guys like that break their scoring drought finally and take a little bit more of that goal scoring burden off the shoulders of Alonso Martinez?
It's, I think, the result, the determination that there is within the group. We've talked about this topic quite a few times, and rightfully so, because we've missed a couple of sitters over a couple of games, and even today. But the determination is there, and the hunger for the next situation is always there, resulting in more chances and the goals today. You could also see with Alonso stepping up for the penalty again, determined. And as long as they show that determination throughout the week and trying to progress and we get ourselves into these situations, I'm quite confident we'll be okay.
Scott? Hey coach, how are you? Scott Schertz and Streampunk Soccer. Weird stat we came across earlier. The team right now is a perfect 4-0 when they have at least 3 yellow cards. Do you have any thoughts on that one, if you got any? Thanks.
Help me understand that one.
So when the team actually has at least 3 yellow cards, in this case 3, today 4, the team is a perfect 4 wins, no losses, and no draws. I'm just curious if you have any thoughts. Is it a coincidence? Is it is it aggressiveness of play or anything in that department? Thanks.
No, I'm not telling my guys to go outside and take the yellow cards in order to make more out of the game. No, I said to your colleagues it now also. We were unfortunate with a few yellow cards. So was the opponent, but we have to deal with it. And we went into the second half knowing that we had 2 guys in the back 4, or back 3 if you count Justin as a midfield player, on yellow, and that's a risky one, because you will get moments against 10 men that they will have to use the counter, and maybe you have to make a tactical foul or whatever, and you might lose a player yourself. So again, I'm not telling my guys to take on yellows in order to get the win seal.
Joe, in the back?
Excellent. Pascal, you've talked a couple of times about determination, and the goal by Hannes Wolf, is that the kind of video you go in and say, this is the kind of the team effort? Because it's really Munsaf back at the other end that creates a turnover and starts a play.
Yeah, it's a game changer, because it's one of those moments where they intercept and they go for the counter attack. And if I'm not mistaken, Munsaf made, I think, 70 meters without the ball to intercept at the edge of the box or even in the box, and that shows great determination, but also sacrifice for the team. I referred to a moment in the dressing room just now that I showed the guys in pre-season, no, just after pre-season. There's a moment with Luis Diaz of Liverpool doing exactly the same, and intercepting a ball in the box and then going to the crowd. And that is exactly this moment. So they all knew what I was talking about just now, because we referred to that moment, and that defines our dressing room at the current moment. And it shows how important it is that you stay focused, even though you're not a starter, because you always have your moment in the game. And today Munsaf had 2 crucial ones, and